Mr. Rajkumar Sharma, the President of All India Council for uh, Robotics and Innovation. Mr. Milin, also from Goa, my director, EGNA, all the esteemed guests here. I'm very happy to be present here for this Mahakumbh of startups, as we call it, startupkamahakumbh 4. And I think this is testimony what Rajkumar ji has been doing all the while. And I think not only the state of Goa is bearing testimony to that, I think the whole country is bearing testimony to that. And as a true testimony, we are this time partnering him for this particular event, which is going to showcase the startups, line up buyers, line up people willing to invest. We all know today in our country, we are making huge strides in every sphere. And startups is one ecosystem where a person gets to showcase his talent, his skills with working together in togetherness and trying to get something where everybody holds him in awe. And that is how not only Goa, but our country has become one of the biggest centers for startup to come into being and do something which we all appreciate. In this regard, I want to tell about my beautiful state of Goa. When I say beautiful, yes, it is blessed with beaches, it is blessed with natural fauna, natural greenery. Everybody, when they think of Goa, they think only tourism, coming for a holiday, enjoying in the 5 stars and other hotels, the beaches, and going back. But as far as my state is concerned, I want to mention here that even in schools, we have got coding and robotics already introduced as in their curriculum. Shows how much we are trying to do and trying to be futuristic. Then when you come to industry, as you know, startup industry is being encouraged in various ways. Like in the pandemic, for example, I want to especially mention, literally it looked like everybody and everything took a backseat. But in Goa, we had a different thing happening. People, knowledgeable people, intelligent people, people who were wanting to not while their time away, what did they think? Where can I go? You could not travel abroad, obviously. And which is the best other place in the world? They thought Goa is the place. Believe me, the startup idea was more cemented, was more being associated with real action, with thoughts being translated into action, and with practically things happening. That was Goa. That was the time people came to Goa. They started thinking. Work from home is a concept which we spoke a little later. It already started happening in Goa because maximum people came there. So much so, today they have made Goa their home. And they prefer to work from there, go to their real places of work once in a while. Shows how much the things change. Today, life is a challenge. And what do we want to do with these startups? As you know, it's not so easy for startups to succeed. The main thing is finance. The main thing is marketing. The main challenge is how to use this technology for their well-being. How are we going to do it? How are you going to get them on that particular platform? It's all about sewing everything together in a manner which is easy, which they don't feel it is cumbersome, and they feel like doing. So this is the challenge before us. As a country, we today are such a huge resource and such a huge human resource. We have a young population. And I think we have seen how this ecosystem particularly, whether one likes it or not, it's a fact that under the leadership of Shri Narendra Modi ji, for the last 10 years, how this has gained momentum. Momentum of encouraging young minds, of encouraging young people. Come up with your ideas. The government will back you. Come up with your ideas. Not only the central government. I will make the local government back you. And we have been working in this direction. Now, when I talk of my small state like Goa, I want to simply tell you, for the pharmaceutical industry, can you believe just one industrial estate in a small state like Goa, maybe little bit in other industrial estates, we are something like, we are pharmacy to the world. Almost 15% of the medicines come from Goa. Can you believe that? When we show our technical prowess by landing in the southernmost part through Chandrayaan in the moon, yes, there was a company from Goa which did manufacture a critical component. Does it not speak for our prowess in promoting science and technology, in getting scientific minds together? Imagine if it can happen in a small state like Goa, which otherwise people think in terms of only tourism, in terms of only enjoyment. If you simply work a little harder, you can get all these ideas in such a manner aligned that it is a win-win situation for the entrepreneur who will pick up and who will turn to be perhaps a medium-scale entrepreneur and maybe a large scale as well. Yes, we do fail in startups. As you know, I need not say that. Almost 90% of our startups are struggling. I will not say failure, because failure is not the right word. As it is also said, failures are the stepping stones to success. When 90 people of your own, very own young minds have shown an ability to step up, take several strides, climbing up, to be one among the best, to showcase something, all that they need is proper finance, a proper help from the governments, whether state government or central government, to take the idea forward and channelize it in a manner that they don't look like failures. Yes, we have another thing to do. Yes, we call them champion startups. Some of them have succeeded well and very well. But how much do we applaud them? How much do we know? Like in my own state, being a tiny state, perhaps today, the 20 of them who have done something awesome, I will be seeing it for the first time, at least some of them. So we all need to see this. And I was very glad when Rajkumar Sharma told me, we are going to have small films being made. We are going to see that we have made a tie-up with Doordarshan. So they become vivid examples for others, where people hold them in high esteem, and they also feel like doing the same thing. Because it is our challenge. We have got this young population of ours. A country, I should say, is blessed to, nevertheless, to take huge strides everywhere. Imagine, the talents are waiting for you at the rural level, at the lower level. As you know, I'll give you an analogy. Previously, people used to see cricketers coming from the metro cities only when they play in your Indian team, whether Mumbai or Chennai or known cities, Calcutta. They should not come from the interior states. Sports also, the similar thing happened. But today, you see them coming, good players coming from Tier 2 cities or Tier 3 cities or from the rural areas. You have athletes who never dreamed that they will be on top. But with the whole ecosystem changing, you have people coming from the rural areas. Even about the startups, even about progressing in business, whether small business, it is the strength has to come from the grassroots level, from the rural level. We talk of self-help groups. Why can't the self-help groups producing something really awesome in the village, which everybody says, this is wonderful, ye kaise ho gaya? How have you done it? Why that can't be a product which can be marketed by proper financing, by reshaping it in a manner where it can be really marketed well, in a manner which people will like its presentation? It is the job of everyone coming together. And I think this particular Startup Ka Mahakumbh is going to do exactly this in the next 3 days. And I'm happy that all of you are participants in that, willing to do that. And what is required. And as far as Goa is concerned, people thought that, yes, we have not progressed as much, but we have progressed. Like in our industrial, we have a brand new industrial policy. Last 3 years, it has been in force. As I say, it is my dream. We have brought about a new logistics and warehousing policy soon after that. We have simplified giving land through the Industrial Development Corporation. The land is a precious resource, as you know. It was very difficult to give large chunks of land to bigger industries. But we welcome eco-friendly industry. We welcome IT industry. We welcome those particular industries which will not pollute our environment. Because when you come to Goa, you say, Goa is beautiful. We want to preserve it that way. But at the same time, get those industry. Like you can do something in entertainment. You can have the film industry prospering. You can have some education prospering. Get foreign universities. See that education is at a different level in Goa. Have more residential universities, school. All this has been in our thought process in the implementation stage. And that is the reason Goa is changing. So when I say, even in a small state like Goa, like certain products, you'll never get them anywhere in the world. Of course, when you talk of Goa, they talk of this music and dance and only entertainment. But there are some products, even though it cannot be marketed. Like for example, we have something awesome called Caju Fini. It is alcohol. We can't, as you know, governments cannot promote alcohol. But it is something which can perhaps beat Scotch in terms of producing the same result or better result. And people will like the taste. We have cashew nuts as well, which we got a GI tag. We got something called bebinka. Some of you who have been to Goa again and again will love bebinka. Why this cannot be taken to an international scale? Some of the startups, they are trying. And to do it, market it little differently, with a nice packaging, which people feel like buying. If we are able to do this in rural India, if we are able to do this in different parts of India, imagine to what levels we will be reaching. As you know, with the hard work of all our industrialists and the change in scenario as well as the progressive and newer policies brought in by Honorable Prime Minister under his leadership, the world is looking at us as one country where the ease of doing business is changing and has changed, and it is going to change for the better. So why not invest in India? Why not get people to invest, even from other countries as well, to invest in our ecosystem of startups when they recognize us as a huge pool of talent? Tell me one place in the world, tell me one top organization in the world, including organizations like NASA, where there are no Indian brains contributing. If any multinational is succeeding, if any space agency is succeeding, if anything in the world is succeeding, there is an Indian behind that. And when you create those opportunities, they are bound to come back. Abilities of little count without opportunity. Today, with change in policies, today with the new ecosystem, we have this new thing developing. So you'll have those people coming back. If in the past we have spoken of a brain drain, today the reverse drain has already started. And how nice would it be if our startups are going to be those potential forces uniting people, getting our youngsters together, pulling this resource of intellect, of I would say high caliber intellect, in everything that they do, in every industry, if it happens, right from the self-help groups to your micro units, through your medium enterprises. Imagine what a win-win situation it would be for everybody. And that is what I think is the reason we all are meeting here. I am for one thrilled that I am part of this, because I believe that we have a huge potential which has not been really tapped. Like they say, your brain, how much do we use? 7%, 8%. Just try to use 1% more. See the levels what we would reach. And all the top personalities of the world, awesome achievers, exactly that has happened. But we have it in all of us. It's not that only those people who have achieved have it. Let us drive ourselves a little more. Let us be catalysts to drive the younger people. Let us be the catalyst to drive those young people, those young minds, those capabilities in those village people, those capabilities in those people. living in rural areas as well as urban areas and elsewhere. All that they need is a little capital. All that they need is a little hand-holding in terms of getting them onto the technological platform where they are able to connect. Connectivity is important, the most important thing that has to happen. Because if we connect ourselves in that particular manner, then you will have them prospering, your village prospering, your state prospering, and in turn, the dream of 5 trillion economy will not look impossible to achieve. We will surpass that as well, which we are capable, and I think we are in the throes of a great journey, where from a developing country to a super developed country, as a superpower in its true sense, with people empowered, empowering the poor. And this particular gap that you see today between the haves and have-nots, we see only certain people becoming rich. You see only certain people prospering. Through startups, if we are able to do our job well, at least I believe, you will be empowering the poor people. You will be empowering those people who never dreamt that they will be at a certain position. And in turn, they will be those champion cases which if you showcase properly, will be examples for others to follow suit. And you will have the whole country prospering. India being known as a true land of opportunity, of land where taking the opportunity, the abilities have been utilized to the maximum extent possible, and we have marched forward to that particular great position. In the same way, I also want to say one thing before I conclude about Goa. We have had various events, and I think we are also having an event in November, which also I think my good friend Milind will be propagating here more than anybody else, and I'm sure Rajkumar ji will be helping us. And I want to promise Rajkumar Sharma ji as well that our ICRA president or chairman, whatever you choose to call him, that your effort will never go in vain. With the passion that you are pursuing it, with the zeal that you are working, with the enthusiasm that you have, yes, I'll reach there, I'll achieve those results. The reality is not far away when your dreams will come true. Dream for your country, dream for all the poor people, dream for the best brains, dream for the talent and young pool of youth who are raring to go. When you talk of employment, it is the known thing that nobody can give employment to everybody per se, whether private sector or for that matter the government. It is, they have to create employment for themselves as well as for others. Let that be the motto. Yes, we march forward. Our country marches forward in a great manner, and we will be the true superpower which all of us will be proud of. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for calling me and allowing me to be present to express my thoughts. Thank you once again.